Okay, and welcome to the Board Game Entrepreneur Podcast. I'm Mickey Angiers. Today we're talking about expenses. How expensive is it, or how inexpensive is it to start a podcast? That's a bit of a spoiler because starting a podcast is actually very expense light and actually quite easy. So I'm just going to go over, I've been doing podcasting for about 3 months now. So some of the things that I've learned, what things I've spent money on, and so on. The hosting for a podcast is free, okay? I use Anchor.fm, and that's just a platform where you can upload your episode, and you put all the information and stuff in there, and your logo. It doesn't take very long at all to set up, like 10-15 minutes, right? And then they will distribute it out to, Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes, all the different platforms. They do all that for you. And there's no charge for that. So it's super easy. I totally recommend it. Anchor.fm, that's free. And then for the recording software, so you can use something called Audacity. So this is a free open source audio recording software. It doesn't do video, just audio. And it's pretty easy to use, especially if you're just doing people talking, like if you're not doing music or anything and you don't have to adjust a lot of the levels. It's very straightforward, and you can start with that, then just export it and upload the file to your Anchor or whatever platform you use. Anchor is so good that I don't even see the need to try using other platforms. Audacity, however, I find is a little bit finicky. Like, it's not super fast when I'm using it. Sometimes it takes a while to get it to do what I want to do. So I eventually upgraded to Camtasia because I wanted software that I could use to record audio, also record video. I can do screen recording, I can do webcam recording, everything. So I invested in that. That was about $300, but I got it on they had like an offer, so $234.91. Everything I say will be in Canadian dollars, because that's what I bought it in, and that's a one-time purchase. So it's a little bit pricey, but there's no monthly fee or anything, and I use it pretty much every day, and it's really good. Like, it's really easy to use. So if you're looking for a robust software that's nice and up to date, easy to use, and also versatile, Camtasia is definitely one that I recommend. Really, the one thing you need to start a podcast is a decent mic. So I've seen a lot of people use, and also hear a lot of people recommend, the one that I'm using, that I just got recently, actually. So it's called a Yeti Blue. So Yeti is the company, Blue is the series, and I have a Nano, which sounds really small, but it's actually pretty big and heavy. It's about the size of, I haven't really learned how to use the gain control and all that, but you can just plug and use it. This one was $139.99. So again, not cheap, but definitely not on the expensive side. Pretty affordable, and this is going to last like 10 years, no problem. It's very good quality, very easy to use. It transports well. That's really all you need to do a podcast. So while I'm on this subject, I'll tell you a little bit about the other equipment that I've gotten, and also some software that you can use if you're doing podcasting. If you're doing a podcast, you're probably also going to do some video. Maybe you'll just dabble in it. Maybe it'll become your main thing. But if you're doing like interviews, you're probably going to do it over Zoom or some other video software, so that you can use the video on YouTube or your Facebook. Or so some of these will overlap with my other company, Focus Language Coaching, and that's the good thing about running two companies yourself, is that you can use business expenses towards several businesses. So I use cloud storage through G Suite. I think they're changing it to Google Workspace, or they just changed it. It's $780 a month, and you have like 30 gigabytes. So I mostly use that for my various Gmail accounts, but you can also store lots of stuff on there. Okay, one regular software that I've been using for a while now is Adobe Illustrator. So this is about $30 a month, and I can use it for posters, all kinds of logos that I can do myself really quickly. If you use it quite frequently, like I do, then it's definitely worth it. You can do logos yourself, and there's lots of information out there on how to use software like this. Again, Skillshare is my go-to for that. So another thing that I've gotten is some camera recording equipment. Okay, so I got a tripod so that I can do different angles and stuff, and also when I'm shooting the how to play videos, how to play different games, I can have a tripod on that. I was $33.59. And then one really important thing that I got was a high-speed Ethernet cable, which is really long actually. It's like 20 feet long. And you really need that if you're going to be doing recordings of video calls. Also, for my language coaching, I need to have a really stable connection. Wi-Fi doesn't cut it. It's not there yet. No matter how fast your Wi-Fi is, it's always going to be choppy. So I got that, and then I needed an adapter for my computer. So that was $103.02 for those two things. My website fee. So this is for my other company, and the domain fee, and this is per year $153. And I used Squarespace. So Squarespace was great, and I built my whole website in a few days, and they weren't even super intensive days. It's just a lot of like choosing how things look, and that. So Squarespace is really good and not super expensive. My Office software, that's $122.08 for the whole year, and I use that for everything, Word and Excel and all that. Doodly, that's an animation software. I mostly use that for titles at the beginning of videos, so you can make animation where it's like a hand writing words, so it makes it look less static. You don't just have words on the screen. There's actually some movement, and you can choose from a library of pictures and even move pictures around, edit them, and then it will draw them automatically. You choose the order and the speed and all that it draws at. That was $88.78 one-time purchase. I don't use that as much. It takes longer than I'd like to make some stuff. Sometimes it's better just to find images online and then use those, stock images, that kind of thing. And also their library of images isn't that great. There's a lot that they have in the library that they don't let you use with this like base membership. So you have to get like a premium membership, and then that's more money. So I felt kind of cheated at the beginning. It's like I bought the software and then I only have access to a portion of it. So unfortunately, I can't really recommend Doodly. And you can only do black and white. If you want to get color, then you have to upgrade. They have another one called Toonly, where it looks more like cartoons, not just like an animated hand drawing a static picture. Toonly, that looks better, but since I'm not super satisfied with this one, I've been hesitant to pull the trigger on getting other software from this company. I got some professional photos taken. Those were $150, and I've used those on my website. And I definitely recommend investing in some of those if you're starting a business. You can use them on your website. And it's just good to have, like, when you want to send some kind of brochure or something and you want a picture of yourself, it's good to have, like, nice ones that weren't just taken on your phone. So I'll probably use those for a couple years and get some more eventually. Okay, I got a lapel mic, $25.99. I haven't used it, and it doesn't seem very useful because it's still wired. So the receiver that sends the signal to the recording device is actually much more expensive than the mic. So eventually I might get one of those because I wanted to be able to talk while standing and not be right in front of the camera and microphone. Okay, this one I highly recommend getting is a ring light. So this is $24.99. I got it from Amazon, and it just makes lighting so much easier. Like if I'm having to rely on natural light, very seldom does it coincide with when you want to do something, and you always feel rushed that you have to get it done with the natural light. And then room lighting is usually too far away and too yellow, so it makes you look kind of splotchy. But a ring light, I can put it right in front of my computer, and it makes me look normal. You can change the settings so that it's stronger or whatever. I use it for everything, like my coaching, even when I'm doing live game events online. I'll have that, it's just so people can see me when I'm explaining a game or whatever. Okay, and on almost done. So next is a subscription to the Noun Project, which is a very misleading name because it has nothing to do with words. It's about icons. So a 1-year subscription to that is $54.81. And what that lets me do is I can take icons that I want to use for posters, or if you're into designing games, you can get them just for prototyping for free and use them. But if you actually want to display them somewhere, then you want to actually pay for them. And $50 a year, I think, is worth it for unlimited icons, and you don't need any attribution or anything. You can just use as much as you want. So that's very useful. And finally is Shutterstock. This is a stock images website, and the images are really good. You can use them for everything. This is $39.36 a month for 10 photos. It's a little bit pricey, yeah, so I probably won't renew next year. But if you're just starting up and you want to get some photos on your website, I also use them for my newsletter and things like that. And you search online, you don't want to steal someone's image, or maybe there's just nothing good. Go on to Shutterstock and search for anything. There's probably really good photos that you can use, and you don't have to worry about breaking any copyright laws or anything because you paid for it. That's how the model works. So yeah, definitely check that out if you think you might need stock images. But the quality is really good, and I'm really satisfied with it. It's just a little bit on the pricey side. So in conclusion, the expenses for a podcast are very, very minimal. You just need a microphone. It's a one-time purchase, less than $200, and you're good to go. For video, I recommend getting a decent computer and a ring light. Oh, I lied. I found one more thing that I didn't talk about. So my webcam, that was $39.99, and I'm really satisfied with that one too. Like you can put it on top of your computer, or I have mine on a tripod, and it's just so much easier than using your built-in camera, because you only have one angle, right? With an external cam, you can move it around, you can put it farther away. It's wide angle, so you can fit more in. If you're doing anything where you're recording video, like I work with students and stuff, so it's good for them to be able to see me clearly. $40, and it's great. It works awesome. The built-in mic is crap though, so don't use that. You want to use your external one. Yeah, so for video, you're going to need a ring light, a camera, and you can use the same microphone. So if you already have that, then less than $100 for the rest. And high-speed Ethernet cable if you don't have that. And the rest is just software, and you can use as much or as little as you want. You can usually find free stuff, and then once you want to up your quality level, and especially once you've got some income coming in, then you can think of getting some paid subscriptions. You probably will need a website, so that'll probably be the first thing that you need to pay for. And Squarespace is great. The templates are very user-friendly, and they look awesome. It's a very modern design. So there we have it. Next one, 19. So I'd like to introduce MeepleLeafCon 20. This is an online convention that I've launched just for people who are in quarantine and they haven't been playing a lot of games like myself. So it's actually a 20-day convention starting on December 26th, Boxing Day, as we call it in Canada, and it goes until January 15th. So I'll have different events each day. Everything is pandemic friendly, so we do everything online. And it's going to be a lot of fun. I've started announcing some of the special events already. And that wraps it up for this episode. Thanks for listening, and happy gaming.